Linguistics Analysis for Lexical Resource Development, organized by SPIPS in collaboration with the Research Foundation of India. On that trajectory, we have successfully completed the first 2 days of it to reach the ultimate day, that is, the day 3 of SDP, to acquire knowledge about today's topic, language and literature. So, to begin this program with an auspicious note, as per the SPIPS tradition, let's invoke Almighty's blessings through the song of the heart that reaches straight away to God's ear. I kindly invite Iron M. Verghese for the prayer. Over to you, Iron.
Thank you, Sai. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Let us all join our hands, close our eyes, and seek God's blessing on all of us. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for your compassionate love, protection, and guiding all of us so far. God, as we come to you today, we ask for your divine providence that this student development program may be successful and fruitful in lives of all gathered here. Lord, may you shower your divine wisdom on our keynote speaker so that he may be able to give his valuable inputs on the subject matter efficiently. Bless all the participants so that we may retain the learning experiences that we derive from this program. May you provide us strength and guide us to implement the knowledge gained today. Submitting all of us in your loving care, we ask this prayer in thy holy name. Amen. Over to you, Sai.
Thank you so much, Iron, for that solemn prayer. Now, moving forward, a warm welcome spreads the magical colors of delight all over to fill the air with spark and shine. It gives me immense pleasure to greet you all to this session. So I cordially welcome all the respected dignitaries of RFI, the members and convener of the Research and Journal Committee of SPIPS, esteemed professors, our eminent resource person, students and participants across various disciplines to this day 3 of SDP. A hearty welcome to each one of you. Dear viewers, stepping into the core of today's session, I regard it as my privilege to introduce the scholarly resource person of the day, Professor Matthew M. Joseph, to all of you. Our keynote speaker is the quintessence of sheer excellence who possesses multidisciplinary knowledge. He is acclaimed as a literature laureate of our college. Our guest, our guest speaker has got a highly impressive academic profile. Professor Matthew has completed his schooling from Sarvodaya School, Wayanad, Kerala, and did his graduation in Literature and Development Economics from Calicut University, Kerala. He has also done Bachelor of Divinity in Religion and Philosophy from Srirampur University, Hooghly, West Bengal. Our keynote speaker completed MA in English Language and Literature from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and has done his B.Ed from Vidyasagar College. He also holds a master's degree in sociology from DAVV Indore with second rank in university. Our resource person's areas of interest are literature, culture, and society. Sir has a teaching experience of 13 years and he is a proud professor who has been working in SPIPS for the last 5 years. Sir, we are indeed rejoiced and honored to have such a competent and dynamic personality like you as our resource person today. So, without any further ado, let's lend our ears to the propitious talk on language and literature from our Edurite resource person of honor, Professor Matthew M. Joseph. So, sir, I kindly invite you to take over the session.
Thank you, Sai Kritika. Am I audible enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay, respected pillars of Research Foundation of India and all the esteemed members of faculty and students. And at the outset, I would like to thank our Professor Dr. Ravi Vyas for giving me such an opportunity in this RFI Student Development Program. I consider it as my honor and privileged to speak on this platform through this Google Meet to all the members who have joined in this SDP program. So the topic I am given is language and literature, and the main topic linguistic analysis and the lexical development. Yes, when we talk about lexical development, it is about the words, the power of words, and the language with which we move ahead. So I don't want to waste any of the time. Straight away, I want to go to the topic which I am given and where I'll be explaining you this. I think I can share the screen now. Just a second. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the topic is language and literature. And as you know that, yes, language plays a very important role in our day-to-day life. Human language has origin and it has centuries and millenniums of expansion or development. And you know that it has various forms. Broadly, we classify into formal and informal. And formal language, you know that we use in a sophisticated way. Whereas when we come to informal language, it is used in our day-to-day life, in our common communication. So I just want to focus on the role of literature in the enhancement of language. And since it is mainly focusing on lexical resources, that means for the words, the study of words. So I want to focus on mainly on lexical part, but I'll just go through the role of literature in language enhancement. You know that literature is the art of written words. Literature is the art of written words. That means without words, literature cannot stand. Literature, if we say literature as a body, yes, language is its backbone and the very structure in which it is built on. So here, literature uses either written or spoken form. So we have oral communication, we have written communication. But in both these types of communication, we need to use words. The next thing we need to understand, literature follow particular styles. Every literature has its own style. It uses different styles of vocabulary. It uh, add add on. It keeps adding on new words to the daily communication system. So every literature has a particular style. Literature generates ideas. You know that every writer has plenty of ideas, and when you study one particular literature also, it's overflowed with different sorts of ideas. So ideas are communicated through words. So in order to communicate this idea, we need words. So this is a very common saying, you know, that literature is the mirror of society, right? I think most of you must have heard this word. You can respond also, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, literature is considered as a mirror of society. साहित्य समाज की एक दर्पण है. So it reflects like through a kaleidoscope and helps in the formation of words and ideas. So when we see through the literature which is written in different period, maybe from ancient time to now, you go through different shades of life, and different shades of life will bring different words, different ideas. So a kaleidoscope, आप सबको पता है kaleidoscope क्या होता है? Kaleidoscope shows different colors, it reflects different colors. So it's when you look through the eye of literature, world history में भी आपको क्या दिखाई देगा? Yes, it is it's a synthesis of different ideas, different words. In that, words play a very important role.
Excuse
So,
me, sir.
yes,
Sir, your voice is not able to come in.
is it?
Sir, it is audible to us. Don't.
Maybe
I
some
mean,
other
it's audible to
problem.
me. Maybe. Yeah.
What about others? Can 2-3 people respond?
Yes, yes, sir. Your voice is perfectly audible.
It
Maybe
is
there is
audible,
some
sir.
problem.
Yeah.
There is some problem with the student's end only.
Okay,
Beta,
okay
you can
then.
rejoin. If the voice is not coming, you can rejoin the meeting. Okay.
ओके सो मुझे लिटरेचर से हमारे जो लैंग्वेज में, इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज में हम जो यूज करने वाला कुछ कुछ मेन वर्ड्स के बारे में आज बताना, बिकॉज आई नो दैट व्हेन स्टूडेंट्स गो थ्रू अ न्यूज़पेपर, मे बी कुछ बुक्स पढ़ते हुए कुछ कुछ वर्ड्स आ जाते हैं, नए नए शब्द आ जाते हैं. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट मे बी कमिंग फ्रॉम सम नोटेबल लिटरेचर. इसके कारण people are unable to understand the meaning, so they feel that, oh, this word is so difficult. Sometimes some phrases are also coming from some of the literatures. So if you do not know that literature, there is a problem of understanding that particular word. So ऐसा कुछ words के बारे में मैं आज आपसे डिस्कस करना चाहते हैं. So सबसे पहले हम देखेंगे, yes, there are some classical literature. So classical literature से आया वाला कुछ words है. Words का meaning क्या होता है? Just try to explain it. So first, you have heard the word Herculean task. Have you heard? Any one of you? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Devi sir has heard. Any of the students?
Yes, sir, it is familiar. Like it seems
Familiar.
to.
Familiar too. Anyone else want to speak? You can say. Is there Tanya in the meeting? Okay. So Herculean task refers to an extremely difficult task. This word is coming from a classical Greek literature, mythology. In that, Hercules has to do a task. He had to climb a mountain with rocks. So that task is considered something as when you have to do something. Oh, I have to. It's a Herculean task. That means this task is extremely difficult. That's not very easy to do. For example, if we say that eradication of poverty from India is an Herculean task, or any other problem, maybe problem of corruption, eradication of corruption, or solving any other problems can be an Herculean task. That means something which is extremely difficult. Then coming to the next word, it is familiar with uphill task. Uphill task, it's a difficult thing to do. But as compared to Herculean task, uphill task is not that difficult like Herculean. Getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Herculean task is extremely difficult, whereas uphill task, the word uphill task is coming from a famous poem written by a poetess, Christina Rossetti. और a poem का मतलब भी ये है uphill. So in this poem, there is a pilgrimage place, एक तीर्थ यात्रा के लिए, जैसे वैष्णव देवी सब लोग जाता है. So वो पहाड़ के ऊपर जो तीर्थ यात्रा वाले जगह नीचे से देखे, the traveler is thinking that it's very difficult to reach there, but he can reach. So that difficult task is mentioned as uphill task. So in our writings or maybe in our speech, people often use these words, Herculean task and uphill task. It's a difficult thing to do. Then another one is very famous, Sphinx riddle. Sphinx riddle is a riddle that is coming from the famous classical play Oedipus Rex. In Oedipus Rex, Sphinx is an image. It's found in Egypt now, but actually it is coming from Greek culture. It has a face of a woman and the body of a lion. Sphinx. So Sphinx was used to ask a riddle in ancient Sparta. So ancient Sparta में वो जाते हुए एक सवाल पूछता था लोगों से कि which is that animal that walk in the morning in 4 legs and that walk in the noontime in 2 legs and in the evening in 3 legs. Okay, in the morning 2 legs. Sorry, in the morning 4 legs, in the noontime 2 legs, and in the evening in 3 legs. So this question was asked to many people. This riddle was asked to many people, and many people were not ready to give this answer. And if someone is not answering, Sphinx used to kill that person according to this story. At last, Oedipus, the king Oedipus, was asked this question, and he answered it properly, and he became a king there. So the answer was that he answered that this is human being, because at the childhood, human being walk in 4 legs. When they are grown up, they walk in 2 legs, and in the old age, he needs to walk with a stick, so he walks in 3 legs. So Sphinx riddle, most of the time it is considered as a mysterious thing. If someone says that it's a Sphinx riddle, that means it's a mysterious thing. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next word is Oedipus complex. Oedipus complex, I think most of the psychology students are studying it because it's extensively used in psychology writings as well as in English literature. Oedipus, already I told you, Oedipus is a king. And Oedipus complex because in that story, he had an attraction for his mother. So here it is said that desire of opposite sex, especially in male. When a male gets an attraction to opposite sex, normally it is said that sons are mostly attached to their mother. So whenever they look for a life partner, the girl will have he may look for the qualities of his mother in that girl. In the same way, Electra complex. Electra complex is also used. Electra, morning becomes Electra. This is an American writer, Eugene Nell. He has written this drama. But this Electra story is also from ancient classical Greek. And here, the same thing. Girls, they have a desire for the opposite sex. So here it says that when a girl has an attraction towards a boy, what she may looks the qualities of her father in that person. So that complex is called Oedipus complex and Electra complex. Right? Getting me? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Achilles heel.
Yes, sir.
Achilles heel. Yes. This is coming from Greek. Again, classical. I have taken all these words from classical, but I cannot take all the words. Please don't misunderstand. Please don't misunderstand me, because it's not easy to take all the words, because literature is like an ocean. We can't take all the words, but I can take some words. It will be helpful to you, and you can further enrich yourself. So Achilles heel means a weak point of someone, a weakness. If we say a weakness, because Achilles was a great warrior during the war of Troy. Troy war में सबसे famous एक fighter था Achilles. But Achilles used to kill many, and he used to bring laurels to his side. But the opposite side always tried to defeat Achilles. But if you want to defeat your enemy, you should know what is their weakness. उनका वीकनेस क्या है करके समझ में आना चाहिए. So इसलिए बताते, you can say about your strength, but never reveal your weakness to someone. So here, the opposite side came to know that Achilles has weakness in his heel. If you shoot with arrow in his feet or in his heel, he will be easily captured. So Achilles was at last shot on his feet, and people found out that Achilles heel is the weak point for him. And in English, that word is used, Achilles heel. It is an Achilles heel for me. That means it's a weak point of mine, right? Now the famous word Amazon. Amazon, you must be familiar with the network, but I'm not talking about this network Amazon, but I'm saying about the Amazon forest in South America, or the Amazon River, the biggest river in the world. So it's very funny how Amazon got this word, because in Greek mythology, King Titan, when he was facing the war, he had to fight with furious, legendary female warriors. Female warriors से उनको लड़ना पड़ा. He had to fight with female warriors, and it was very difficult for him to capture. But at last he managed it. He had to face such a furious warriors, and because of that, that is very much popular in Greek mythological stories. So when in modern time, when American continent was discovered after Columbus, many people began to go for an adventure to North and South America. And when people were doing the exploration of South America, when they went to South America, Brazil area, then where they found that this is the largest, very big, huge area of tracts of land. It's a big forest, and there is a river. And they had to go and check a expo. They want to have an exposure of this forest. वहाँ के जो aboriginals है, aboriginals means वहाँ के जो original inhabitants, they had to face these furious people of that native land. उनके native लोगों से face करना पड़ा. So this commander of this army who went for the exploration, उनको ये कहानी याद आया ग्रीक mythology के जो female warriors, उनके नाम याद आया, इसलिए वो जगह को नाम भी रख दिया Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, the word is coming from a classical literature, and now it is used. Amazon is a network, but it has a different meaning in that you can see that in A to Z, there is an arrow mark starting from A and it is to Z. So here it is it can be meaning A to Z. सब कुछ इधर मिलता है. I am a zone. So that may be the short form for that. Okay, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
So Amazon is a word that we owe from classical literature. So these are the words coming in English from different literature. Now I am going to some of the spiritual words or the scriptures from, no, it's not spiritual, but the words which are mentioned in religious scriptures, and it has become the part of English language. One is Philistine. Philistine was the neighboring country of Israel in ancient time, and Philistine, if somebody say that he is a Philistine, he lacks culture and he's hostile. A person who is not very much modern, a person who is not very much artistic, a person who is not very much of stylist is called an Philistine, a kind of barbarous type. Okay, so Philistine is a word that is the word coming in religious scriptures. It can be found in Bible as well as Quran. Then coming to Good Samaritan. Good Samaritan, everybody knows, I think. It's a story in Bible, Good Samaritan. That means a person was attacked and wounded, and he was lying there on the roadside. So there came a priest, but priest did not notice this person. उनको मदद नहीं किया. इसके बाद समाज के और बड़े-बड़े लोग आए, पर कोई भी जो चोट हुआ वाला आदमी को देखा ही नहीं. But there was a Samaritan. Samaritan means normally in those days Samaritans were considered as the very backward people. But a Samaritan saw this person who is he was laying aside of the road, and उनको लेके गया और उनको दवाई सब लगाया. एक आसपास के सत्र में इन में लेके गया, उनको दवाई सब दिया, and asked the inn man to take care of him and gave him some money and said that if anything needed, I will come back. So sometimes the people who are not very much expected, okay, who may be considered as good for nothing, they will be a helping one. So here, a good Samaritan, if he is a good Samaritan, means he is the person who helps others. A person दूसरों को जो बहुत मदद करने वालों को क्या कहते हैं? Good Samaritan. Satan is a character from Bible, Quran, and other Persian and other literatures and religious scriptures. Even in English literature, also you find in many, especially in a famous poem of John Milton, Paradise Lost. He is a hero there. Okay, he is a villain. Sorry, sometimes it's confused whether he's a hero or a villain. So that much. So actually, Satan symbolizes evil. Okay, Hindi में भी हम बोलते हैं वो सैतान है. Satan means satanic means something which is connected to evil. And another one is sodomite. Sodomite is sexually immoral kind of people are called sodomite, because this is also coming from Bible. And in those days, such kind of unnatural behaviors of sodomite, right? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So sodomite means something which is sexually immoral. Okay, that is called sodomite culture. Sodom is sodomite culture. That is sexually immoral. Many of the people in the world, especially religious people, they don't accept homosexuality or lesbian kind of lifestyle. So for they just call it in a simple word, sodomite. Okay, so that is another thing. Now coming to another word that is also from Bible, writing on the wall. Writing on the wall means, you might have heard this even in news channel debates. Sometimes they use this word, writing on the wall. That means something bad is going to happen. A warning. This is from the famous book in Bible, Daniel. A king बहुत अहंकार से काम कर रहा था, उनको कंट्रोल करने के लिए कोई नहीं था, पर जब उनके राज के महल में दीवार में कुछ हाथ से मिस्ट्री में कुछ लिखते गया, वो कौन लिखा पता नहीं, बट दैट वाज अ सुपरनैचुरल थिंग. दीवार में कुछ राइटिंग देखा, और राइटिंग में ये बताया था कि आपका समय समाप्त होने वाला है. मतलब आप राजा बन के अभी बैठे हो, but your time is going to finish. That means something bad is going to happen. That means everything is going to be something as you think it is not going well. It's going to be a well one, but it's going to be difficult. So that is all about writing on the wall. Then coming to avatar. Okay, this is from Indian mythology. Indian scripture से भी words English में आजकल use होता है. Avatar everybody knows. Incarnation. Every religion, most of the religions believe that Bhagwan इंसान के रूप से आता है. Avatar is a concept. Yes, you know that Darsha story in Hindu religion, and even in other religion also, God taking in human form and coming to the world. So avatar is used extensively in English words nowadays. Karma, deeds, karma, action के लिए words use होता है. So that is karma, the word. Then coming to another word, that is teacher, guru. आजकल guru भी बोलता है. Okay, in modern writing, guru is used extensively. This word is coming from Indian religion. Mantra, success mantra, you might have heard a lot. Yes, mantra is also used. Then jungle. Jungle is an English word now. You know, there is a famous book, Jungle Book. Rudyard Kipling ने लिखा है, Mowgli character he has created, you know it. So jungle is an Indian word. Okay, and jungle, if you see, most of the Indian language jungle is used, and in English also we use jungle nowadays. When you come to other literatures like Arabian Nights, you might be knowing Aladdin's lamp. Everybody knowing Aladdin's lamp. Quality or thing with which fulfill one's wish. जो चीज हमारे जो विश को पूरी करती है, that is called Aladdin's lamp. Aladdin's lamp के बारे में I think most of you have studied. El Dorado. El Dorado is a city or a country of fabulous riches. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा riches रहता है. That is called El Dorado. Treasure Island. Yes, most of the Indorians are familiar with Treasure Island. Treasure Island इंदर के एक शॉपिंग मॉल है, but the असली क्या बोलते हैं, Treasure Island is a novel written by R.L. Stevenson. R.L. Stevenson की एक famous novel है, that is called Treasure Island. In that novel, some of the navigators, they are going to an island, hearing that there is a great island, and that island would provide lot of things to people, and the riches are there. So that is the reason it is called. That is the reason it is said that treasure island. Okay, so which riches, and people go to that island on the way. They fight each other, and many of them they kill each other because towards as they reach to the island, everybody wants to grab that wealth of that island. Okay, so that is the story of R.L. Stevenson's Treasure Island. And coming to Lilliputian, I think it's familiar to most of you. Can anyone say what is the meaning of Lilliput?
Anyone who's really small in size. It's from a
Can it be little bit louder?
Most
Land of dark people, na sir?
Yeah, land of short people. Actually, again, it is also coming from the famous writing of Jonathan Swift. आपने
Excuse
सुना?
me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this word is from Gulliver's Travels, where
Yes. This is
small
from
people.
this is from Gulliver's Travel, and the first part of the journey where Gulliver goes, that island is called Lilliput. Okay, and the people who live in that island are called Lilliputian. But nowadays, if we use the word Lilliputian, that means people with short height. Okay, a very small person or thing को भी हम क्या बोलते हैं? Trivial things, something which is not very important. इसके लिए भी आजकल कौन से word use करते हैं? Hello, Lilliputian. I think it is clear to you.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Now coming to another word, that is Bohemian. Bohemian सुना होगा? Bohemian means a person who breaks the tradition is called Bohemian. Normally, it is an informal word, and person who is informal and who breaks the tradition. Bohemia is a place in Italy, and a group of people, class of people, they are called Bohemians. They are not following the tradition itself. They are stylish in their own way. जो अपने हिसाब से स्टाइलिश होता है उनको कहते हैं. अंडरस्टूड. मॉडर्न समय में भी न्यू जनरेशन के जो पीपल, ओके, समटाइम्स व्हाट दे डू, वो खुद का स्टाइल निकालता है ना, हेयर स्टाइल, ड्रेसिंग स्टाइल ना. समटाइम्स दे मे, एंड नॉट ओनली विद दैट, इवन the tradition in the society. Suppose we all believe that okay, Indian family system, we need to get marry and live together. But modern times, if some of the people they prefer, sometimes they prefer other sorts of life that is away from the society. So that is called Bohemian life. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Bohemian means who are not moving according to traditions. Tradition के हिसाब से जो चलता ही नहीं है, उनको कहते हैं Bohemian. Okay. Actually, Bohemia is a place in Italy. I told you already. Then coming to Shylock, I think most of you know this character. Is it?
Yes, sir. He's the Merchant of Venice.
Yes, this character is from Merchant of Venice. William Shakespeare's famous character, that is Shylock. Shylock was a Jew. He was a businessman, but he was very ruthless. He was very cruel because he wanted to finish his enemy, arch rival, who was also a businessman. And this is again Shakespeare showing in a Venice city of business, where one merchant did not like the other merchant. And somehow he wanted to finish, and instead of he had borrowed him money, and then he understood that he will not be able to pay him back on time, and he took a bond. And in the bond, it was written that if that prescribed time the person is not returning back the money, uh, flesh from his any part of his body will be taken. So he was so cruel, but it was not done because of a judicious and a clever approach of a person. And here what happened, that cruel nature दिखाने के लिए he is a Shylock. Modern banks are Shylocks, if we say. Okay, people sometimes बहुत ब्याज में जो पैसे देने वालों को भी आजकल क्या word use करते हैं, Shylock. So Shylock is coming from Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. Next, coming to the word Machiavellian. Machiavellian is a famous word and writer also. In that, the thing is that cunning and scheming, especially this word is used in politics, Machiavellian. Here people believe that ends with everything, if you do, there are ends and means. Means के through हम ends में जाता है. नहीं, सपोज हमको पावर मिलना है तो पावर मिलने के लिए हम सही रास्ते में जाना है, गलत रास्ते में भी जा सकते हैं. बट मैकियावेलियन के ये थियरी में बताते हैं, एक्चुअली ही इज सेइंग दैट means are not so important, ends are important. सपोज हमारा ए में कुर्सी मिलना, कुर्सी मिलने के लिए राजनीति में हाँ कभी हत्या भी करना पड़ा तो करो, that's not a mistake. Only the important is end, not the means. But like Mahatma Gandhi and all those people oppose this. They say that no, if we want to कुछ प्राप्त करना तो सही तरीके से प्राप्त करना चाहिए. So Machiavellian means cunning and scheming. Okay, कोई से by hook or crook नहीं, we need to achieve things in a straight way. That is a general belief. लेकिन Machiavellian belief is that yes, Machiavelli actually criticizing the political mentality of the people also, that cunning and scheming way, and that is from Machiavellian thinking. Next, coming to Utopia. I think this is a very famous word. Utopia is an ideal state, right? It's an ideal world. थॉमस मोर के किताब से वर्ड आगे, लेकिन आज के लिए वर्ड बहुत एक्सटेंसिवली यूज होता है. आई थिंक पॉलिटिकल साइंस स्टूडेंट्स एंड अदर स्टूडेंट्स मस्ट बी नोइंग अबाउट यूटोपिया. Is it so?
Yes, sir. Have heard it.
Some people pronounce it utopia also. Actually, it is utopia. Utopian world means something an ideal world, where communist people, they think about an ideal world where there is no haves and have-nots. That means समाज में अमीर गरीब की कोई फर्क नहीं होना चाहिए. All should be equal. They believe in egalitarian society. If you come to the very essence of Hindu religion, like Ram Rajya is an ideal state. That means जब राम राज्य करते वक्त सब कुछ ठीक चलता है. That's an utopian state. Then if you go to Christianity, there is a word used, kingdom of God. Kingdom of God. That means,
Sir,
yes.
sir, we are not able to see the screen.
You are not able to see?
Yes, sir. It is just showing some time and calendar, something like that. The PPT is not visible.
अभी?
अभी भी नहीं sir, नहीं दिख रहा.
एक मिनट बेटा, just a minute. कैलेंडर शो हो रहा है?
हाँ, वो time show हो रहा है and the date.
Okay, just a minute. I have to check. Okay, so let me say the word utopia. So utopian is an ideal world, ideal state where everything is done in an ideal way. Okay, leave it. So next thing you need to understand. Okay, I'll show you. मुझे पॉइंट कंप्लीट करने दो एलजे से. सो थॉमस मोर की जो फेमस राइटिंग है, इसमें से आने वाला वर्ड है यूटोपिया. सो हियर ही सेज दैट एन आइडियल स्टेट के बारे में. सो किंगडम ऑफ गॉड आल्सो आई टोल्ड यू, किंगडम ऑफ गॉड is a theme that is used in Bible where everything is ideals, and idealism is very necessary in our life, because if we don't aim in our life, you cannot achieve things. So every area of life we need to have an utopian थिंकिंग, दो वी इट मे नॉट बी प्राप्त कर नहीं सकते, लेकिन आइडियल रखना बहुत जरूरी है. Another word is used is Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion effect is coming from again Greek mythology. Modern writer Bernard Shaw has written a drama called Pygmalion. So here, high expectation leads to improved performance. That is the main meaning of Pygmalion effect. So high expectation in any circle, if you look, high expectations are very necessary. So that is Pygmalion effect. Then I am coming to another 2-3 words. That is at grass. At grass is a word. At grass mainly used for, actually this is a poem written by Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath की एक famous poem है. इसमें at grass or on pastures करके has used it. So at grass में story ये बताता है कि at the end of the life. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So let me share it without PPT. Only 2-3 more words are remaining. I'll just say. So at grass is a poetry written by Sylvia Plath. So Sylvia Plath says that in this poetry, image of horse is shown. That means a horse is standing on a pasture land. That means in a grassland, and it's very calm and quiet. 2-3 horses are standing there and they are eating. Slowly they are eating. So what it shows that this horse had a adventurous past. It has been used in wars and many other things, and it had very turbulent past. अभी एक घोड़े से कोई यूज नहीं है, पर उसको पास्चर में भेज दिया, खाना खाओ वहीं जियो. So at grass is mainly used for a life of retirement. That means there will a time come we may not be so much useful to others, and all we have a great past to look back, and we are at peace. And there is iske opposite में synonym में there is a word used on pastures. At grass और उसके synonym में use किया on pastures. You might have seen that recently a chief minister of Punjab had to resign. He was a Congress chief minister, Captain Amarinder Singh. So Amarinder Singh को अपने post से हटाया और नया chief minister बुलाया. So finally Amarinder Singh had left the Congress party. So what he did, he sent a letter to Sonia Gandhi. So it was there. It is a popular letter. It came in newspaper also. So in that, Amarinder Singh mentions a word that you thought that my age is old and I am finished and I can be sent on pastures. So that term is used. It was there in newspaper. You thought that I can be fit on the pastures. That means I can go for retirement. Getting? Next word is used with Platonic love. Platonic. Platonic means Plato is a Greek philosopher. You know that there were 3 teachers in sequence. सबसे पहले आता है Socrates का disciple था Plato के disciple था Aristotle. Aristotle का भी एक famous disciple है, but he was not a philosopher. He was a ruler, Alexander the Great. So Plato has talked about affection and love in some of his writings. So Platonic means very affectionate love is called Platonic. It's not sexual, but it is an affectionate love between 2 people is called Platonic love. Then I am coming to another word, Pollyanna. 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 Pollyanna is a word that is used for a person who is extremely cheerful and optimistic. Actually, Pollyanna is a character, a girl. And girl was very happy, very positive. उनको देखे दूसरों को भी खुश होता था उनको देखे. So that nature के कारण that character became a word. a literary character became a word that is called Pollyanna. Okay, she's a Pollyanna or he's a Pollyanna means very cheerful and optimistic. Getting me? Yeah. Another word is quixotic. 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 Quixotic means something which is impractical. वो practically नहीं कर सकते. Quixotic is coming from Don Quijote के एक नॉवल, इंग्लिश में स्पेन से आया वाला एक इंग्लिश नॉवल. ये नॉवल में किसोटे इज अ कैरेक्टर. दैट मीन्स मॉडर्न टाइम शुरू हुआ उस समय. दैट कैरेक्टर इज लिविंग इन मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड बट ही इज नॉट एबल टू एडजस्ट विद द न्यू लाइफ. नए लाइफ के साथ उनको रहने नहीं हो रहा. नाउ यू नो दैट वी आर लिविंग इन अ टाइम, टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे लाइफ में बहुत चेंजेस लेकर आए. So if you we have to go for cryptocurrency, we have communication system has changed, people's relationship has changed, even our classrooms have become online. So in this thing there are a group of people, maybe a very old generation, they might not be able to go with this flow. So Quixote is a character. Quixote is a character. He is unable to go with new thing. So अपने ड्रीम में वो पुराने जमाना ही देखता है. वो घोड़े के ऊपर जो शूर वीर सब जा रहा है उस तरह से he is looking into things. But जो उनकी जो पुराने आइडियल्स वो नई दुनिया में लागू नहीं कर पा रहे. So word वहां से आए Quixotic. So this is coming from the famous novel Don Quixote. Quixotic. Okay, Quixotic means in English. Actually, this word is used in most of the competitive exam question paper. Also, I have found this word Quixotic. Okay, and these words, mark my words, you can find in newspaper and some of the books. These words are frequently used. Quixotic, right? So that's all about the different words which are used in our day-to-day communication and in our writings and when we read newspaper and other things. And let me finish with some of the book titles. You know that some of the great works in the world, classical works, इसके जो titles newspaper में भी कभी news देने के लिए when देखते हैं, they just copy from that. One example, Charles Dickens की famous novel है, a classic novel, A Tale of Two Cities. A Tale of Two Cities. I just saw in an NCERT book, a chapter का नाम दिया गया है A Tale of Two Democracy. So A Tale of Two Democracy. Actually, this is a copy from. Actually, we don't. So in the similar way, newspapers also. Pranab Mukherjee was an Indian politician. He was a Congress person, but later he became the president of India. So when you become the president of India, you cannot belong to any political party. Politics खत्म होके फिर आपको राजनीति में छोड़ के आपको president बनना जाना पड़ता. So finally, when राष्ट्रपति भवन में जाके कोई पुष्पार्चना करके प्रणब मुखर्जी was होमेज दे रहे थे, उस समय एक फोटो खींच लिया और अगले दिन की टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया के नीचे प्रणब मुखर्जी के नीचे वर्ड लिखा है farewell to politics. So farewell to politics, the word actually अर्नेस्ट हेमिंगवे वर्ल्ड वॉर के समय लिखा वाला एक फेमस नॉवल है फेयरवेल टू आर्म्स. फेयरवेल टू आर्म्स ये फेमस बुक है, लेकिन न्यूज़पेपर्स वालों ने क्या करता है इसके नाम उसी चीज लेकर उसको चेंज करता है. Again, when you come to when you budget, suppose government is going to present today the budget in parliament. Suppose. So you know that newspaper column में कभी-कभी Great Expectations. So Great Expectation is a novel written by Charles Dickens again. So many of these terminologies we actually get from this great literature. So the headings used in newspapers or the captions given there, most of the time it has connection with great literature. So literature play a key role in modifying the language, or bringing standard into language. So that is what I just discussed in this session. And if you have any question or any doubt related to it, you can ask now. Otherwise, I think I can hand it over for the further proceedings. Yeah. Anybody has any query? Anything which was not clear to you? Yeah. Was it clear? Was it louder?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it was clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any doubt? Yes. Then I hand it over to Sai Kritika. Thank you once again for everyone giving this chance. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for this informative session. You said that literature is an ocean, and we thank you for pouring lavish amount of precious water in the form of knowledge from that literature to us today. And we have heard and we are familiar with a few words of classical literature that you said, but little did we know about its origin and sources. So thank you so much for intimating all those things about us, sharing this knowledge with us. So now I request our Dr. Ravi Vyas to share a few words. Over to you,
Yes,
sir.
yes. Thank you, Sai Kritika. Now, sir, you are asking students regarding any doubt, inquiries. But the style you take the session, sir, it is so easy to understand the things. Your lucid style to handle the sessions and the explanation you give is so simple to understand that even more difficult things are easily digestible and go directly into our minds. So thank you so very much for this. Now, I wanted to say that those students who are definitely here for all the 3 days might be having a lot of knowledge with them in these 3 days, because no doubt all the three resource person were so resourceful in English and the related things that it will definitely give some advantage to the students when they go for writing the research paper and other things. So this is I wanted to say here. Now I also wanted to say thanks to RFI and the office bearers of RFI for allowing us to have this workshop for the students, because what we do, RFI and our colleges do, is for the benefit of the students. So this is what I can feel, that these 3 days are just like Kumbh Mela of knowledge. Okay, so even I have got a new words also. Sir, you told about like few books also. In I had been through these books also. Don Quixote you told, then Gulliver in Lilliput, then Merchant of Venice and all these things. We used to have this book also in our childhood also. So thank you so very much, sir. Again reminding me, and it was just nostalgic feeling also. Our teacher will also used to teach like this, the same way you were teaching. So thank you so very much, sir. So over to you, Sai.
Thank you so much, Ravi sir. You rightly said that this was like a Kumbh Mela and the celebration, the 3 day celebration of literature and language, we can say. So now proceeding further, we are towards the end of today's session. In fact, we are towards the end of the 3 days of STP today. And gratitude is the best way to recognize and appreciate the efforts of the contributors. It is like the magical key to open the doors of emotion. So I request Tanya Singh to come forward for the Thanksgiving. Over to you, Tanya.
Thank you so much, Saidi. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanya Singh, and I'm from BA second year. So, I have the honor of delivering the vote of thanks for today's session. So, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge the guidance and thoughtful efforts of our Honorable Reverend Father Simon Raj and respected Principal Dr. Sister Alice Thomas. Then I'd like to express the sincerest gratitude towards the Research Foundation of India for associating with our prestigious college, St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore, and organizing this amazing student development program for us. I'd also like to thank the SPIPS Research and Journal Committee for successfully conducting this session, And most importantly, I'd like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our illustrious resource person, Professor Matthew M. Joseph, for widening our intellectual horizons and in the field of language and literature. And I'm sure, sir, that we'll implement this amazing insight in our literary endeavors. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out the time to enlighten us in such a proficient manner. It is truly appreciable. I'd also like to acknowledge the hard work that was put in by the organizing committee and all the professors involved, as well as the technical team. And finally, I extend a note of gratitude towards the participants for being such keen and patient listeners. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the meeting and attending so properly and patiently. So thank you so much. Over to you, Saidi.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for this wonderful vote of thanks. Now, I think with the permission of our professor, we may disperse. Oh, Ravi sir.
Yes.
So
Yes.
before I disperse, I just want to say thank you to Ravi sir once again, and for his such a wonderful efforts by research committee of our college. And I could see most of our intellectual students are sitting here, and definitely these sessions will be helpful for you for your career. And most of the time, students may not get such thing in at their graduate level, but the college is providing, and we are grateful to you, Sai Kritika. Thank you, Sai Kritika, Tanya,
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Uh,
for patient listening. Okay, thank you
yes.
once again.
So everybody has thanks everyone, but I would like to thank Sai, Tanya, Irene, Rishita. Then yesterday's session was taken by two
Trisha
girls, I
Kapani,
believe.
Trisha Star.
Yes, Trisha Singh, Trisha Kapani. All these five students. I personally thank these all five students, six students. And one more information I'll give. Such one another session will be there, not for this language, but for definitely for some of your good only. So in the month of January, we'll be having another SDP of 3 to 4 days, and that will be on a common cause that everyone is going through, even the youngsters, the old one, the middle-aged people, and that is personality imbalance. Okay, so that will be taken care. That session will be there for 3 to 4 days also. So I invite all of you to that session too. So you can, and me, I also will be benefited for that. Okay, so thank you once again to everyone, and thank you, Yogra sir, the person behind the curtain to successfully conduct this whole 3 days show. So thank you so very much, and thank you all the students who have participated in that. And your certificates will be reaching to you on your email you have provided in the registration link. So thank you all. We'll meet soon. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.